Very briefly to touch upon energy systems, and just the discussion about energy systems itself might be, you could just go on and on about them, but very briefly to touch upon them, the anaerobic alactic is on one end of the scale. This is the maximal intensity effort, such as running 100 meters, and it gets over in what, like less than 10 seconds or maybe 15-20 seconds, depending upon the level and skill of the athlete. And it happens so quickly that the aerobic system will not be able to provide energy quickly enough, so therefore it's anaerobic. And also that it gets over so quickly that there is no chance for lactate to be produced and accumulated in the body, and therefore it's alactic. On the other end of the scale, what we just talked about, aerobic alactic, it is so low in intensity that lactate gets produced. In fact, even when we are at rest, lactate does get produced, but our body processes the lactate and gets rid of it. It doesn't allow accumulation of lactate. The aerobic zone is like a little bit, zone 2 is a little bit higher than that. We'll again look at what are the classification of the different zones, training zones, shortly. So there is no accumulation of, since there is no accumulation of lactate, it's an alactic system and it's aerobic in nature. So the intensity is low enough, like we just talked about. There is enough oxygen, although in the whole process, the aerobic process, at the very end almost, is when the electron transport chain process. One of the steps in that is what uses oxygen. Oxygen is not required throughout the whole process, but just in that final portion of the energy system. But nevertheless, oxygen is required. And at low intensities, like we just discussed, it produces a lot of energy, but it cannot produce energy quickly. For producing energy in a quick manner, then we need to look at our anaerobic energy systems. And in the middle lies the anaerobic lactic. So it is anaerobic. So we are looking into our anaerobic energy systems to produce energy, and it happens long enough that lactate is produced. Up to a certain point, it doesn't accumulate. It starts to accumulate, but not at on a logarithmic scale. But beyond a certain point, it starts to accumulate real fast. And when we say beyond a certain point, we are talking about the activity or the workout intensity. So a 3000 meter run is long enough and intense enough that lactate will be produced and will start to accumulate, as will a 5000 meter run or a 10K run, for example. So they are high to medium intensity. They are also known as the glycolytic system, and they are in between the aerobic alactic, which is very low intensity, and the anaerobic alactic, which is maximal intensity. And the anaerobic lactic system lies in between, and it's high to medium intensity. When we talk about the energy systems, it must be mentioned that it's not like just one of those systems are on. All three are functioning, but which is the primary energy system that is being used to produce energy at any given point in time is what we are talking about. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notification whenever new videos are added. If you do find the content helpful, please like the video. That would be a great encouragement for us to put out more videos. Here are more similar content for you to check out. Thank you.